Welcome to another episode of Alan's Collection. In X-Men 97, in the final battle against Magneto, the X-Men went to Muir Island and they changed into their classic costume. So here we have Cyclops and Jean Grey. So let's begin. Marvel Legends, X-Men 97, Cyclops and Jean Grey. Alright, so X-Men's power couple, mutants who have extraordinary powers. One is the leader of the X-Men, the field leader of the X-Men, and the other one is a mind controller psychic who can be an unstoppable force in battle. So let's check them out, guys. Cyclops and Jean Grey. This is a Marvel Legends 2-pack. And it's a window box where you can see both figures, Cyclops on the left and Jean Grey on the right. And of course their respective accessories. Behind them you can see a big yellow X logo. And checking out the top of the box, we have a black framework. And on the center we have the logo Marvel Legends series. On the sides we have a very cool yellow and red background. And below we have the X-Men 97 logo on the center. And then we have the names of the characters to the side. Cyclops and Jean Grey, of course. And we have also the age limit here and some warnings. And of course to the right we have the Hasbro logo. Now checking out the side of the box. Here we have an artwork of Jean Grey. She is standing looking beautiful and she's of course ready for battle. Now let's check out the back of the box. Here we have the Marvel Legends series logo on the top left corner. Then below we have Wolverine and Storm, Cyclops and Jean Grey, Gambit and Marvel's Rogue. To the right we have a large image of both figures, Jean Grey and Cyclops, with a yellow background. Both are in battle mode. And below, we have all the legal information and warnings, guys. Now let's check out the other side of the box. Here we have a large animated image of Cyclops in battle mode, guys. And below, the Marvel Legends series logo. And now we're back to the front of the box. And it's time to check out the blister box, guys. Here we have the blister box, guys, and we can now fully appreciate the figures, Cyclops and Jean Grey, and of course their accessories. Very cool. Now it's time to check out Cyclops Vanilla Pose, guys. Okay guys, here we have Scott Summers, a bit of a stuck-up but a leader when necessary. He leads the X-Men as well as being a husband to Jean Grey and a father to Nathaniel Summers. So let's check out Cyclops. Here we have Cyclops in one of his X-Men 97 animated series suits. A suit inspired in the classic 1960s-70s appearances. It's a dark blue suit with yellow gloves, briefs, and boots. He also is wearing a red belt featuring an X buckle. As you can see, this is a standard male body for Marvel Legends. He's got his muscles well defined on his chest, arms and legs. You can really appreciate his superhero athletic body. Now checking out his head sculpt. He's got a full tight-fitting blue skull cap that covers his hair. He also has his classic visor. And we also can see that his nose, mouth and chin are exposed. Hence we can see that he's got a dull expression. And that's it for Scott Summers' Vanilla Pose. Now, let's check out his articulation, guys. Okay guys, let's check out Scott Summers' articulation. First let's start with the head. The head goes down. The head goes up. The head turns to the left and can turn to the right. very nicely. Now let's check out the torso articulation. The torso moves forward, and the torso can move backwards as well. And the torso moves to the left, and it moves to the right. Now let's check out the arms articulation. The arm moves forward. The arm moves backwards. And the arm, of course, moves out. And Cyclops has got butterfly joints. They can move like this, very nice. And then we have a bicep cut here. And next we have a double jointed elbow articulation. The elbow flexes very nice like this. Next we have hand articulation. The hand goes up and down. And the wrist can rotate very nicely. Now let's check out the leg articulation. The leg moves forward. The leg moves backwards just a bit. And the leg can move out. Cyclops does have a thigh cut. It rotates. Well, here we have the double jointed knee articulation very nicely. Next we have a shin cut. The shin rotates very nicely. And finally we have foot articulation for Cyclops. The foot goes down, the foot goes up. And he does have a bit of a rocker. And that's it for Cyclops articulation. Now let's check out Jean Grey's vanilla pose, guys. One of the most powerful mutants is Jean Grey. She can summon the power of the Phoenix Force. She's a loving wife and at the same time a dedicated friend to Wolverine and other teammates of the X-Men. Let's check Jean Grey's vanilla pose. This figure comes from the X-Men 97 animated series. And this costume honors the classic 1960s Marvel girl costume. This dress, as it happens, is an iconic 60s look, heavily influenced by the swinging London fashion trends of the era. As you can see, she's wearing a dark green mini dress, and also she's wearing a long yellow mustard gloves and yellow mustard boots as well. And she has a black belt with the X belt buckle there. On the mini dress you can see some wrinkles, really nicely sculpted wrinkles. On the arm as well you can see that she has some muscle features there, defined muscles there as well as in the legs. Very cool. Now let's check out the head sculpt. She has a really nice bright red long hair that goes down past her waist, goes all the way down past her waist. She also has a yellow mustard butterfly shaped headpiece, or mask if you will, that is just covering the top of her head. And she has a calm, pleasant expression, perhaps not a battle expression but an analytic expression. She also has blue eyes, and she's wearing a lot of lipstick. Heavy red lipstick, guys. Okay guys, it's time to check out the articulation for Jean Grey. Okay guys, it's time to check out the articulation for this figure. And let's start with the head. The head goes a little bit down and moves a little bit up. Not much, just a bit. And the head moves a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. So not much articulation here because of the hair, guys, getting on the way of the articulation. But let's check out the torso articulation. The torso can move forward a bit and can move backwards a bit. And the torso can move left and right very nicely. Now let's check out the arms articulation. The arm moves forward, the arm moves backwards, and the arm moves out. Jean does have a bicep cut. As you can see, it rotates completely, very nicely. And then she has a double jointed elbow articulation which flexes like this. And then we have hand articulation. You can move the hand up and down. And also the wrist rotates like this, very cool. And finally we have leg articulation for Jean Grey. The leg moves forward and the leg moves backwards a little bit because of the mini dress. But the leg moves out a bit here. Although you cannot see it, but Jean Grey does have a thigh cut. It rotates completely actually. And of course she has a double jointed knee articulation. You can bend the knee all the way like this. And lastly we have foot articulation. As you can see, the foot goes down and the foot goes up. And of course the foot has a bit of a rocker. And that's it for Jean Grey's articulation, guys. Let's check out now the accessories for Cyclops and Jean Grey. Okay guys, here we have the accessories for Cyclops and Jean Grey. Let's start by checking Cyclops accessories. And here we have two effect parts. First of all we have the beam, which is his main mutant power. It's nicely sculpted. It's very, very cool. Then we have the blast effect, which is when the eye beam hits a target. It creates this blast effect. So you have to assemble these two pieces and you join them like this. So you have to look for the piece that will attach itself to the beam blast. Like this. Very cool. And then once you have these two together, you have to place it on Cyclops' extra head, which is this one. Very cool battle mode extra head. So what you do is place the long beam into Cyclops' visor like this. And then you have the three-part action effect for Cyclops. Then we have the extra hands. One is the two fingers beside his eyes. Once you place these extra hands into the body sculpt, then you can place it next to the visor. The visor, remember, regulates his beam blast, so he doesn't blast everything and everyone. Helps him to control his power. Then we have another extra hand, which is the relaxed hands, guys. Very nice. And that's it for Cyclops accessories. Let's move on to Jean Grey's accessories. Here we have Jean Grey's extra head sculpt, where you can appreciate her very cool red hair. The hair is flowing, is moving as she is in combat mode. Talking about her mask, unfortunately, mine came with a production error. You can see a scratch here, which is not very nice. And it's very unfortunate because this is the coolest head sculpt of the two that she has. Moving on, we have her power effects, which are blue energy effects that she produces to subdue her enemies. Very cool blue energy blast effects. And finally we have Jean Grey's extra hands, keeping the yellow mustard color. The first one is a relaxed hand and the other one is a throwing a blast effect hand. Very cool, guys. And that's it for Cyclops and Jean Grey's accessories. Right, X-Men fans, let's talk about the classic power couple of X-Men 97, Jean Grey and Cyclops. Inside the X-Men, these two heroes are basically the strategic and emotional center of the team. Cyclops is the field leader, the guy calling the shots in the middle of a battle. Cyclops is disciplined, tactical, and always thinking 3 steps ahead while shooting his classic optic blasts. Meanwhile, Jean Grey brings the psychic powerhouse element. With her telepathy and telekinesis, she's the one sensing danger, coordinating the team mentally and keeping everyone connected when things get chaotic. In X-Men 97 Final Arc, Tolerance is Extinction, the series gives us a really cool throwback to the early comics. As the X-Men confront Bastion and his prime sentinel threat, Jean and Cyclops appear in costumes inspired by the classic designs X-Men issue 39. Jean changes into her classic green Marvel Girl outfit. This is a direct nod to the time in the comics when she was first understanding her powers and establishing herself as one of the original X-Men. Cyclops shows up in his blue bodysuit costume ready to lead the team that will face Magneto. He will wear the comic book look that defined him for decades. And of course, these costumes are iconic because they capture the origins of the team. Jean's green and yellow suit and Cyclops' blue and yellow uniform reflect the hopeful early days of the X-Men. Bright colors and the feeling that mutants were just beginning their journey. When they are together, you've got the heart of the X-Men. Cyclops leading the charge while Jean is watching over the battlefield with psychic precision. Even decades later, the classics still look amazing. Okay guys, hope you like this figure. Can't wait to review more X-Men figures in the channel. Please let me know your comments below and do not forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next on Alan's Collection.